Citroen C4 since 2010. Hello everyone. Whatever engine you choose for your use to C4, carefully inspect its body. In general, the body hardware itself is generally reliably protected from corrosion, but the paintwork is water-based for the sake of environmentalists, which is why it is rather delicate. On some corps from the first batch, the hood was often repainted under warranty due to paint swelling. But another problem has affected almost all cars. The fact is that the doorways were wiped very quickly due to excessively rigid seals. We must pay tribute to the dealers who, without unnecessary wrangling under warranty, changed these rubber parts for new ones and repainted their openings. Although it is not a fact that such problems will not appear in a year or two, which often happened. Knowing about this defect since 2013, official dealers have already begun to offer to paste over these places with armored film. This measure really solves the problem, and since 2016 all C4s have been equipped with softer door seals. But the ups and downs with the sashes do not end their door locks freeze in winter more often than rear ones. It happens that the driver and the passenger simply could not get into the cabin because of this. The reason is banal. Due to the condensate formed on the cables of the locking mechanism began to move. Although the malfunction was easily eliminated by adding lubricant to the parts of the mechanism. The French took into account this flaw, and since 2016 this defect has been completely eliminated. They also took note and finalized the constantly peeling plastic lining in front of the windshield, their so-called frill. Wipers get sore with age. There are complaints about the engines. Gasoline 1.6-liter aspirated with a capacity of 110 to 120 horses, depending on the gearbox, are by and large reliable. The turbocharged version is more difficult and more expensive to operate and repair. In addition, the big trouble with turbo engines is not the strongest chain is the gas distribution mechanism. It would seem that it could be more durable and reliable, but it often stretches out already at 50,000 to 60,000 kilometers of run. Moreover, a poor quality tensioner worsens the overall reliability of the assembly. Sometimes during the warranty period, some owners updated the chain 2 or 3 times. Only since 2014 has the whole mechanism been modernized and the number of complaints has been noticeably reduced. In addition to these statistically identified malfunctions, oxygen and coolant sensors may run out in engines by 100,000 kilometers. To this run, valve steam seals lie, individual ignition coils were out, valve cover gasket, oil filter brakes and pumps leak, as well as crankshaft and camshaft oil seals. There is also a problem with fuel pumps, both with the submersible one, which is located in the gas tank, and with the high-pressure fuel pump, which is installed under the hood. The diesel engine is reputed to be practically trouble-free. The main thing is to give it high-quality fuel from proven gas station, to drink and change engine oil more often, preferably after 7,500 to 10,000 kilometers. And it must also be of high quality. Then the fuel pump, turbocharger and injector 20,500 each are guaranteed to last up to 200,000 kilometers and longer without repair. Even more trouble is to be expected from the AT8 automatic transmission, the successor to the infamous AL4. Despite the fact that it has been modernized and improved several times, it rarely withstands more than 150 to 180,000 kilometers, and then only repair. Thank God it's relatively inexpensive. The box does not like turn driving with sharp starts and braking, and in particular overheating. Therefore, it often refuses in traffic jams. By the way, during the last revision, an additional heat exchanger was installed in the automatic transmission crankcase, which removes excessive heat. Although it must be admitted that all these measures did not have the desired effect. Apparently, therefore, after restarting in 2015, only the modern 6-speed automatic transmission from Amazon remained in the Citroën arsenal. There are no complaints about the both mechanical boxes. By the way, a 5-speed mechanics and a 6-band automatic are combined with gasoline engines, and only a 6-speed manual gearbox is combined with a diesel engine. The internal overhaul of this unit will not cause problems for a very long time, if you do not forget to periodically change the oil. True, even before the end of the service life of the manual transmission, you will have to repair the link of the gear lever. But the repair kit costs a penny, however, as well as the work of installing it. When buying a used C4, check the condition of the CV joints. To do this, turn the wheels all the way and start moving. Oh, and be sure to check the parking brake. Replacing it along with cables and other related parts is quite expensive. But in the suspension of crime is not so much. Yes, and the design is well known in front of the McPherson strut, and behind a semi-independent beam. However, many owners of the first cars were extremely annoyed by strong knocks in the front suspension, mainly from the shock absorbers mounts. although the stabilizer struts and even the rear cylinder blocks could make unpleasant sounds. At first, dealers offered to install the appropriate parts from the related DS module, and then there was no need for this at all. By restyling all these little things on the C4 have already been cured. Nevertheless, the second owner will have to update the shock absorbers every 70,000 to 100,000 kilometers. About the same amount can be sent ball bearings and wheel bearings. Consumables in the suspension are struts and stabilizer bushings that live 20,000 to 40,000 kilometers. 2 times less likely to have to update the strut bearings of the front struts. Their wear can be determined by the springy sound when turning the steering wheel. There are also enough problems in the electrician, however they are not of a massive nature. The keyless entry system is occasionally buggy, power windows can begin to live their own lives, the multimedia system fails. Against this background, the often burnt out bulbs of external and interior lighting are just a trifle. Be that as it may, the used Citroën C4 is almost as reliable as most classmates in terms of reliability. Yes, of course, he is not deprived of problems. However, if you take the car after restyling, and in our review we are considering them, it turns out that there is nothing special to break here. Engines have become more reliable, 6-speed automatic transmission are simply indestructible, and the suspension, due to the simplicity of its design, is by no means expensive. In general, the car almost completely got rid of bad heredity. If you have had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.